What happened in the last case you worked with Navarro?
That was good. Until it wasn't.
The stereotype about us Latin Americans is sunny, bright. This is not what we're gonna see here. So where did you go to find this night country?
You know, we carry it right away. The sunny and and I think Brazilians of all people understand this better because it's always a mix between samba and saudade, you know. So and the saudade, I think, is the true spirit, and the way to survive the weight of it is samba, and it's football, and it's a party, and it's a fiesta. So I think Mexico is the same. We combine constantly, and I think that successful art that comes from a Mexican soul is always a mix of ultimate horror. And when I talk horror, yes, I'm talking horror like in the genre, but I'm talking about horrible truths and beauty, to be able to carry it, to be able to look at it, and humor. So the combination of those three is what I think makes something Latin American. Darkness is always there. We come from cultures with deep feelings.
Would you say that it is also a character in the series, the darkness itself?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I think, and loss, you know, that idea that there's loss that we all carry with us, that's just sewn into your life, that's a part of your life. I think that's a part of the character, the place, the tone, which is very in keeping with True Detective. That's always part of True Detective, has always been there is a place, and that place has a tone that in some ways mirrors the psychology of the characters.
As you know, it is impossible for us to watch the series and not think about Clarice Starling and think about The Silence of the Lambs.
Not yet, sir.
He's past the others. The last cell.
Do you see it as, in any way, as a tribute to your work in the past and to the movie, Jonathan's movie?
Well, I love it. If it is a tribute to Silence of the Lambs, I love it. I mean, I'm so proud of Silence of the Lambs. I think it's a really seminal American movie that has a lot to say and broke genres. But I think obviously we are our own place, and our characters are nothing like Clarice, so that's nice. I think what's extraordinary about this is the different voices, right? It's a different voice than you normally hear, the indigenous spirit in the film, and that it's really Navarro's journey, you know?
So can you talk a little bit about your character's journey?
This isn't gonna be good.
Navarro goes on a lot of journeys that she didn't even plan on or know that she had the capability to go on. I mean, there's so many twists and turns in her personal life that are also the surrounding, you know, she's part of the land, but she doesn't feel connected to it. She's part of the people, but she doesn't feel connected to it. There's just so much, and there's such a prominent turning point that you really see where she, you know, kind of puts all chips on the table and it's like no holds bar. So she goes through her own personal journey with Danvers. She goes through a personal journey with the cases. It's quite she's like an onion. She's a very
She's like an onion.
Yeah, she's like an onion. All the layers.
Immediately you made me think about how important it is for the series, the chemistry, and also somehow the lack of chemistry between the two of you and the two characters. Can you both talk a little bit about the preparation for the series? Were you guys spending some time together before filming, and how was this time exactly?
Yeah, well, it's like you do in a movie, you do rehearsals, and Issa created these rehearsals for us so that we were able to talk about the script and participate in solidifying the script. So it allowed us to make changes to the character. And I feel like Danvers, well, both of our characters changed through the rehearsal process.
Yeah, I think seeing how Navarro ended up and what I had in my brain at first, when I first got the character and what I thought she was and what you presented what she was, and then seeing her unfold is like pleasantly surprised. I was so surprised, like, wow, she is exactly how I thought she would be, but nothing like I thought she would be. So it was really interesting. And then even if you watch it more than once, which you're gonna have to, you'll find just different things. She might come across different ways, and so does Danvers. Like, you love to hate her, but you hate to love her. Like, it's just one of those things that it was really the opportunity to just kind of the creative process as far as picking her brain, what she thought, what she brought to the table, how she played Danvers, even being on set in the scenes, like how is she going to play this scene? How does it affect how Navarro's going to react? So it was kind of like in the moment, but also like she said, Issa presented the moment where we could kind of collaborate.
And of course, I mean, it's impossible not to think that I'm the only man here. Okay. And this is amazing. And it is, I might be wrong, but this is the first true detective that the two leads are female, the writer and the director is female as well. What does this bring to the show?
Well, it makes it a completely different and oddly similar. When I was presented with the job, I thought, trying to do the same thing had been done, and it, there was a first series, it was incredibly successful. There was a second season, there was a third season, and if they were bringing someone new to the fourth, how can you capture the spirit of that without doing that? Because if it was about that, the guy that created it could absolutely do it. So I thought that perhaps the best way to capture it is to present a mirror in it where everything is inverted. So it's very similar to True Detective in many things, but it's the absolute opposite. So it's
Cold weather.
It's cold weather where the other one is sweaty. It's female where the other one is male, and True Detective is profoundly male, and True Detective Night Country is profoundly female, and it was to explore. It was a beautiful opportunity to explore how authority and sexuality, which are usually reserved for the male cop characters, were embodied by these women, and to see women in power making decisions, making mistakes, and learning from them, and standing up and fighting again, the way that is usually reserved for male characters. The anti-hero in TV has been done so beautifully so many times. So it was such a joy to go like, we can also have our anti-heroes and have fun with them.
And Jodie, I'm asking, is this the most elegant way possible? Sure. You are the most seasoned of the three here. How do you see the change of since you were a kid and starting acting for women in this business?
So many changes, right? So I started in like 66 or something. So it was a long time ago. As I often say, when I was growing up, there were no women. So it was just me, and whoever the woman was playing my mom, and maybe a makeup artist perhaps, or a script supervisor. And the advent of women in the industry, of course, has changed so much in terms of technicians coming in, and made people happier that there were women on set. It made the experience of filmmaking more complete, and you had much more nuanced and complicated stories because there were female voices. But it was the women director, that was the one area that we only got to recently in the United States for mainstream filmmaking. Always true in Europe, there was always in Europe and Latin America, there were a lot of women directors, but that's really made the big difference, is that there are women directors that are creating, that are the visionaries of the films.
And this makes me immediately think about the fact that you were a director as well. And does it change in any way for you when you are, like in this project, as an actor, the way that you were on the set, the way that you were thinking about your character, your conversations with her? I mean, does it inform you in any way, the fact that you were also a director?
Hopefully it's helpful. It's helpful because I do understand filmmaking, so I know where we need to go, and I can analyze what she's trying to get and then serve her. And hopefully that collaboration is helpful. I know it's helpful for me as a director when I bring actors on. It's helpful if somebody has experience as a director.
How was it to be with her?
It was horrible. I will never call her again. It's been the most incredible collaboration I've ever had, at such a deeper level and I've had incredible actors in my life. And Jodie is an incredible actor. When I met her, she said, I'm okay as an actor, but I think my value is as a collaborator with the story. She was wrong about I'm okay actor, but she was so right about the collaboration. I think that the series is what it is today enormously because of what she brought to it, from the way she dramatically and profoundly and for the best changed Danvers, to the way she changed how I envisioned the series. And And I cannot say that I made it. We made it. We made it. My DP made it with me. My production designer. It's truly a collaboration, you know, we could have never. If I had done, we're going to do exactly what I say and think, it would be a much lesser animal. It would be.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thanks for the show. It's amazing.
Thank